Morissette has gone ahead and done a performance, a theatre performance, on the Wish Bus. And Waleska has been wanting to review this in depth for a very long time, and we haven't had a chance. And we're going to do two things. We're going to review, obviously, the vocals of Morissette, but we will do it by removing the background music and looking deeply at her vocal technique. And Waleska will break down things step to step. If you haven't heard it, it is this song. Is it The Notebook, the musical? You know, The Notebook, The Notebook.
The Notebook,
like
the musical.
Miley Cyrus.
No,
That's the last song.
that's right.
The actual Notebook one that girls forced me to watch when I was dating.
Wish.
It's actually a beautiful play.
Where am I? Where am I going? Is it somewhere that I want to go?
So we will check this, but we're gonna go, because we're vocal nerds and shit. We're gonna absolutely go deep
Yes,
into her vocals, but
are.
sounding like this.
Wish 107.5.
Where am I? Where am I going? Is it somewhere that I want to go?
Lovely, lovely.
And when I get there, is that where happy is? Or is it somewhere I already know?
It's a fucking Disney princess, I'll tell you that.
Sometimes I feel like I cry without a noise. Sometimes I feel like somebody chose my choice.
Beautiful, great.
I have to run away. I have to sit and stay. I want to live a life where I'm allowed to say that I'm proud of the way that I spend my day.
Fucking perfect. Like, there's
Fantastic.
actually nothing like wrong, especially when you isolate things like that. Sometimes people can, there's some mistakes can be hidden through the instrumental and the takes and the lack of confidence. Sometimes we've seen it with pop idols and stuff like that. But Morissette's such a great example of the takes, the singing takes that she decides to perform are 100% confident in her decision. She's she's already made a path before she's even incurred on that journey. She knows where it's going. The Google Maps is on.
Yeah. It's actually is what we call commitment in
Yeah.
acting through song. This confidence and this commitment actually comes from building a character, creating a storyline, and understanding where your singing phrase begins and where it ends. And it's not necessarily the end of the singing phrase. It sometimes is the end of the story that you're trying to tell. And that's exactly the reason why each phrase, in the way that she's presenting it, especially with the idea of speaking through a monologue, it's her inner works, is her inner conflict that she's voicing through a song. So the beginning is chopped up, and it sort of has a really nice disdain towards the end of the singing phrase, because she's sort of letting go of some of that inner dialogue as she is speaking it. And I think the brilliance and the confidence that you're seeing actually comes from a lot of muscle memory, the repetition that comes from rehearsing single songs. It's very different to the commitment and the rehearsal that you learn in your own muscle memory when you're doing musicals, because you trigger more than just a shift in the larynx. You're triggering emotions with each phrase, and depending on the way that you are placing that emotion, it will change the way that you sing it. So this is actually pretty spot on.
I can feel something growing. It is small, but it's shifting the ground. When I was younger, I could hear it, but it's back. It's my sound. Sometimes I feel like I lost my only voice, but then I realize only I can choose my choice. I have to run away. I have to sit and stay. I want to live a life where I'm allowed to say that I'm proud of the way that I spend my days these days. All we ever really get are days to dream and days to lose. I just need to choose my
That's ridiculous.
I have to run away. I have to stay. I'm gonna live a life where I am proud to say that I followed my joy. I followed my heart. I lived this one life. I ripped it apart. I flashed through the corners with no apologies. And finally I can say I know the way. I say that I love the way that I spend
Exclusive.
What?
On Wish
Wow,
1075.
wow. Well, she does like challenging shit. It's actually kind of crazy that.
Ooh, that breath at the end expressed everything that went on in that song.
It's kind of wild that she still takes on such challenging roles, and not roles, but challenging songs. I mean, obviously, this is a new endeavor for her, the whole musical theatre thing. Even though she's done it in the past, never's done it as serious as this. So
I think she has done musical theater songs. She's never actually taken a role,
The
and that's a
theatre?
completely different. That's a completely different ball game.
yeah, so I'm so surprised and shocked that she's always. I mean, she's really young, so she just been in the industry for a while, but she's not old at all. So
Actually, I think this is the best I've ever heard her.
yeah, like
In terms of like, but I also understand why she sounds better than she's ever done before, and it is all down to the vocal technique. Obviously, it has been shifted.
she's refined a lot, man.
She has changed little details, especially in the big belts. Like for example, the way that she's placing the tongue. The passion that grows from the song itself, like you actually understand the commitment to the change, to the shift. But let's talk about the vocal technique. So you have a very clear and distinct different use of the tongue in this belting technique. This is something that we call the Joe Estill model, where the tongue actually facilitates and creates more space within your own within your own mouth, and creates more of a resonant area, like similar to the same technique that you would hear in a guitar, for example. You know that it has that resonance hole. That's what we're doing in the mouth. So we're creating the right space between the soft palate and the tongue, and you can actually see it towards the end of their singing phrase when she's really belting it out. The tip of her tongue is touching her bottom teeth, but it's also a little bit fanned out. So the edge of her tongue is actually reaching up and creating like a slide motion. So look at that beautiful placing right there. So you see a dip in the middle of the tongue, and that creates a really big space between the top molars and the bottom molars. So, and you can see it in her cheek. So in her cheekbones, they feel very separated from the bottom of the jaw, and that creates the perfect space for all of that sound to literally just go to the back of the room. And if you see her physical engagement, also you can see it coming from the Latissimo store side. She's actually really engaged down here, and it's creating the perfect space for the abdominal wall to be released, and that makes the most beautiful, the most clean vocal sounds that you can possibly imagine. But this is very difficult technique that
That's the anchoring.
here's the anchoring. So she actually opens her arms because she needs to find that back anchoring. So the whole of her back muscles are sort of like coming down towards her hips, and this is just so great because actually you can see the position of her larynx in that shot also. It's very grounded. It's reaching towards the chest. And if you see the tip of her chin is also reaching towards her chest. And she's doing some insane notes, brother. So like that is beautiful. That is just 10 out of 10 singing technique.
And she's anchoring back, like
she's anchoring back in comparison to what she would do in her pop sort of singing styles. You wouldn't actually see her finding so much anchoring and so much physicality in her singing. She has always been very powerful and very physical, but this is a completely different ball game. And I think this is the reason why this is a really good shot of her tongue, actually. That's such a weird thing to say, but yeah, and you can actually see the inside of her soft palate. So like the top part of how lifted it is.
Yeah, to create even more resonance.
Correct. This is just this
technical
is a
marvel.
treat. This is a treat because this is what I mean when certain singers just really put down the time to refine things, because Morissette was the greatest singer that we had ever encountered, or one of the greatest singers that we have ever encountered in pop throughout the years of reviewing music. But this is what I mean by creating a brand new element of challenge for yourself and reimagining what you can do with your own instrument.
Agreed.
This
It's
is
so
just
impressive.
marvelous. No reaching, it's just completely free.
Incredible.
Incredible.
She's gotten better. It's ridiculous.
Actually, the vibrato was placed forcefully. It wasn't even part of like the singing phrase. This is there is so much control in the dynamics and what her instrument can do and where she wants to place it. Is an exhausting role, by the way. Do not get fooled.
She's also in great shape for this role.
She is.
She really worked physically for this. You can really tell.
Yes.
And most important, and she had to sort of refine technique also, because when you do lose weight, when you do get in better shape, when you reduce, fat and increase like muscle mass and things like this, is like
you lose some of that natural hydration that you have because of the fatty tissue.
Yeah, so it can, like when singers decide to change their body composition because of roles, because like especially in theater is the biggest example of that, they really have to refine the art of like how to maintain that hydration, how to maintain some of that fatty tissue, be healthy, look like the character and the role, and also for the physical demands that you're required to do for theater, while still maintaining a power vocalist capability. It's like, fuck, dude.
It's tough.
It's complicated.
It is a complicated equation. Actually, you have to go back to the drawing board a lot of the times in terms of vocal technique, because
so this is no easy, like,
this is not easy feat.
Yeah, to take on, and it really required her in everything, both fucking technically speaking, vocally, and then
physically. Also.
It required a full-on commitment.
I love this. I would love to see. If you have the opportunity to go and watch this at the theater, please do
Let us
so
know,
and let us know what that actually felt like.